Hi guys, welcome to video number 9 or activity 9. This is the flower pot, and what it's doing is it's bringing in, instead of a linear pattern, it's bringing in a circular pattern. So we can see we have 8 of these circular holes here, but also we have these 4 kind of semicircular cutouts at the bottom as well. Okay, so they're all done with circular patterns. So the first thing I'm aiming to do here is draw out this profile like the glass activity. We're going to draw that out and we're going to revolve boss base that. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in there for it now, and okay, so we're going to the front plane, normal to sketch. I'm going to draw a line up the middle, a full line, not a center line. Come across here, down at a slight angle, in horizontally, down at a slight angle as well, over horizontally, down, and close it off. So I think that's the profile there. Yeah, horizontal. Okay, firstly I'll do the 85-degree angle, okay, because we've never done that before. So smart dimension, and to do an angle you just select 2 lines and it just automatically puts an angle between them. Simple as that. Now we want to make these 2 lines here parallel, so I've just selected one, held control, select the other and go parallel, and the little gaps are 4 and 2 from top to bottom. Okay, so 4, 2, 60 at the bottom, 150 high, 15 and 125. So I'll do the 125 first. And the 15 was here. Okay, everything is fully defined, gone black, fully enclosed shape. So we go to revolve boss base. Let's see if it automatically picks up the axis. Yes, it did. That's perfect, 360 degrees. There's our line, there's our axis of revolution, and that's that done there. Simple. Next part, what we're doing is, so I'm just going to fly through that there. The next thing I think is we shell it out. Do we? No, we don't shell it out just yet by the looks of it. So what we're going to do now is the pattern on the bottom. So what I need to do here is create a center line. We're going to draw this this shape here, and it has to touch the inner circle when we look at the bottom, and these are the dimensions I'm going for, and we're going to be using convert entities to kind of capture the curve. You'll see in there that there's a curve, a perfect curve, but we only want it where it's blue, so we have to use the whole outline to capture that, so we use convert entities. Okay, so that's what I'm after. So onto the bottom, select the bottom, normal to, sketch, I'll do a center line from here to here. I'm going to draw a vertical line like so, and I'm going to do my arc. So remember, I'm still in line mode, so I move over, move back, move over like that, and I want a semicircle. And now what I want to do is drag the center line onto that line there, so it's locked in. I also want to drag, that is coincident already, grand. And I will draw a line here like so. Is it coincident with that? I think it is, so I'm just going to select both of them there, edge and point, coincident. Yeah, they're already coincident. Now what I'm going to do is convert entities. I'm going to select that circle there and go to edge, green tick basically, and what I want to do is trim off the left and the right part here. Well, it takes the whole lot in there, grand. Okay, now I'm going for these dimensions here, so it's 20 from the edge of the semicircle to where it touches the circumference of the big circle, and radius 10. Hopefully this works now, because we did have problems doing this one before, and that's 20. Fully defined. Okay, I don't see anything wrong with it at the moment. Now what I will say is that it does look like that it doesn't match up with it, just to kind of explain in these CAD packages, sometimes you can have your circular, it depends on how powerful your computer is and how good your graphics card is. My graphics card is not particularly powerful at all. Sometimes circles can look like big polygons, hexagons and stuff like that, okay, but they are actually, that's how they're generated. So remember we talked about Junior Cert and even Leaving Cert, how a circle can be considered to be a polygon. And a polygon, a regular polygon with all sides of equal lengths, and you might say, well, a circle has no sides on it, it only has one side, it doesn't have multiple sides. Well, it does, it actually has an infinite number of sides. So that's kind of what the CAD packages work off for circles. They create these polygons with loads of sides on them, and I guess why it's looking like that is because it hasn't generated, at the moment, it hasn't generated enough to make it look completely circular. But anyway, we'll move on. Okay, so what am I doing here? Add relation, coincidence. Okay, we're going to cut that out, blind 4mm. Okay, so sketch, features, extruded cut, 4mm, and that's grand there. Okay, now I've noticed it's taken the side off. That's great, that's what I want. I remember one of you in class had a problem where it didn't take that off, so we need to go back and look at it. I'd say the problem why it didn't take the side off and it left a kind of a thin strip there is something to do with this this converted entities sketch. So go back and check it if that was the case. Right, next thing is we're putting a chamfer on it, so it's a angle distance 4x45. So chamfer, angle distance 4x45. And then we're adding these 2mm fillets to the top and bottom edge. So 2mm fillet, 2mm fillet to those two edges. Grand, looks more organic now and natural. Next thing then to complete. Okay, so now I'm going to revolve boss base this. I'm hoping not missing anything here. I am flying through it. I want to make it as quick as possible for you without having to read everything in the guide. So we're going to circular pattern, and what we're going to do here now is so we want the chamfer, fillet, and the cut extrude. I've selected all three of them there, okay, and we need to go to linear pattern. Now I just remembered I'm going to need something for this. I need what's called an axis of revolution, and you can see that there's no real axis of revolution there, but there was a way that we can insert an axis. So view axis, turn that on. Does that do anything? No. So we had reference geometry and axis, and I'm going to select one line edge axis. I'm just going to select this object here, see if it pops one in. Maybe I need two planes to do it. Select two non-parallel planes. Okay, I can't remember this now actually. Hold on a second. Circular pattern. Axis 1. Maybe it said somewhere that I had to put in an axis somewhere. And this is the problem about going through something so quick. So let me see. Reference geometry plane. No, I don't want a plane. I want a axis. Just give me a second here. So I'm going to select the revolve, see if I can put an axis on that. Please select a temporary axis. There we sorry. Yeah, okay, so we go in here and we turn on temporary axis. So it's the natural axis that's created from that there. Okay, we're back on track. Circular pattern. No, I want to do this again. So it's that, and that, holding control to get all three of them. Circular pattern. Our axis of revolution is that there. We don't want 120 of them, we want 4, but we want a 360 degrees equal spacing. Okay, so this is new to us. So this is the number that you want. This is the angle, and sometimes your spacings you can alter them, and we want to keep them equal. Okay, there we are. Okay, so the next thing then is to shell the top downwards. So we want to go with a 1mm wall thickness to be left. So shell 1mm, select the top. Lovely, happy days. So it was important that we done the extrude, why we didn't do the shell straight after the revolve there was because if I done the 1mm shell thickness straight after the revolve and then I went in to do that that cut extrude here, that cut extrude went in a depth of 2mm, it would have went through the material that was there. So what we needed to do was create these indents at the bottom, and then as you can see here, it's like a mold at the bottom there. It's still maintaining. These are 1mm thick all the way through. We wouldn't have got that otherwise. Okay, next thing is we're going to set up this one, so it's our new our new circular pattern sketch that we want to cut out first. Okay, so that's what we're after there. So I need to go to the bottom again, sketch. Now which surface? Yeah, I'm on that surface, and I want to create this center line out here and another center line off at an angle, and I want to have an angle of 45 between them. And on that we want to put a circle diameter 15 on that line anywhere. Don't put it on the midpoint of it, or otherwise it'll lock it in to the midpoint. Just put it randomly on it. And then we want to say 45mm along that line. Okay, back to the origin. Fully black, it's a good sign. That's it. Okay, green tick, and then we're going to cut out through all, and then we're going to circular pattern it. Okay, and your sketch, features, cut, extruded cut. Make sure it's going the right direction. Just go through all. Lovely. Now what we're going to do is select that cut extrude circular pattern. We still have our axis turned on. We want 8 of these circles. There's our axis. That looks good. Let's just go back and check. Yeah, so there's a hole in each of the 4 cutouts that we already had. Equal spacing, circular pattern, and lovely. Perfect. Now, I remember doing this before, and students were having problems at this stage here. I don't know what I've done everything perfect there, so listen, we'll have to, if you encounter problems, we'll have to talk about it and try to figure it out. Okay, extra little bit we need to add on at the top, this 1mm, whatever you call it. It's a new rim, I suppose, that will go on it. Okay, so I'll go to the front plane to do this. Look normal to it, and we'll do another revolve boss base. Sketch, line, start here, out, down, in, close it off. Make sure I have that on it. Yeah, I do. And it has to be 1, 1, and we need some parallel lines there. Okay, so that's 1, and the other one is also 1. And I suppose I should drag that in there like so, and I'm going to make that line there and that line there. Sorry, hold on. That line and that line parallel, and that's everything black. So now I'm going to do a revolve boss base of that thin profile, and I need to select my axis like so, and we want to merge result 360 degrees. And that's all we get there, which is fine. Add a 1mm fillet feature to the underside. Okay, so I'm going to use underside surface. Okay, so it's to the whole surface that I'm doing it here. So 1mm to the whole surface like so. And what are we going to make it here? We're just going to add color to it here now. So how do we add color? I'm used to just adding material. First of all, I'm going to turn that temporary axis back off. Appearances, can I go in this way? Right click on color, edit appearance, and we're just going for that flower pot. Okay, it's a pink flower pot. So to me, a flower pot is a kind of an orangey color, so we'll just go with this one here. Okay, and that's the flower pot done. Simple as that. So that's your introduction to the circular pattern.